Hi everyone, I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and today with my friends from allfreeknitting.com I'm going to show you how to do a surprisingly stretchy bind off. This is particularly helpful in shawls, like I've got the Color Affection shawl here, where you're going to want your bind off edge to be able to be blocked out and very stretchy. To start off, we're going to do a reverse yarn over. So on our right hand needle, instead of doing a normal yarn over starting with the yarn in front, bring the yarn around from the back to do this yarn over. We're then going to knit our first stitch and then pull the yarn over the knit stitch, like so. We're now going to do a second reverse yarn over, knit the second stitch, pull the yarn over that second stitch, and now we are going to pull the first knit stitch over the second. And so that is the first part of this bind off. So now we can continue by doing a reverse yarn over, knitting a stitch, pulling the yarn over the knit stitch, and pulling the first knit stitch over the second. So reverse yarn over, knit, pull the yarn over, and then pull the knit stitch over. And you can see that we're getting this very nice and stretchy edge. And the reason why it's nice and stretchy is because these yarn overs that we're doing are adding more yarn into the edge, and it's making it harder to pull it tight. So reverse yarn over, knit a stitch, pull the yarn over the knit stitch, and then bind off a stitch. Each time after you bind off a stitch, you always do your reverse yarn over. A normal yarn over would look like that. The reverse yarn over, you go up from behind. So reverse yarn over, knit a stitch, pass the yarn over, there's two overs there, and then bind off a stitch. Reverse yarn over, knit a stitch, pull off the yarn over, bind off a stitch. I'll see if I can zoom this in a bit for you. So reverse yarn over, then we're going to knit a stitch, pull the yarn over your knit stitch, and then bind off a stitch by pulling one over the next. And so this is so stretchy that sometimes I like to go up a needle size when I'm binding off, but this bind off is so nice that I don't even need to do that. Trying to be nice and close. Reverse yarn over, and we knit a stitch, and insert your needle into the front of that reverse yarn over loop, pull it over, and then bind off a stitch. Reverse yarn over, knit a stitch, pull that reverse yarn over, and then bind off a knit stitch. And you can see that this bind off edge is there's a lot of give to it. And if you mess up, you can still unravel it and go back. But you can already see that I'm getting a nice curve here, which is great for my lovely shawl. And one more time, trying to be nice and close, a reverse yarn over, knit one stitch, pull your reverse yarn over the knit stitch, then bind off one stitch by pulling it over. I hope that you found this tutorial on the Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off to be helpful. My name is Rebecca from ChemKnits, and this video was brought to you by allfreeknitting.com.